basically Five Nights at Freddy's, only One Night at Freddy's. I like that one better. I wish they'd make a sequel to that. Anyway, so Five Nights at Freddy's is based on the video game. There was a dude who needed a job. He got a job working at a pizzeria that was defunct. And I mean, exactly what was going on with the pizzeria, we don't know. But it was being attacked right off, I guess. You know, there were possessed animatronics that came and killed the security guards at night. So he had to keep himself alive. It's weirder than that, but let's just roll with it. So in this particular movie, we have the first film is canon. This guy has now got another job. He's taking care of his little sister. His little sister is longing for her friends who were the ghosts at Five Nights at Freddy's. And it turns out that Five Nights at Freddy's was a bigger franchise than we were aware of. And they have an original location with a lagoon. And then there is now a Freddy's Festival. Okay. So, yada, 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 evil spirits and possessed animatronics, right? Now, look, I have never played Five Nights at Freddy's, and I don't care. This movie is kind of a mess. It's a fairly solid mess. I think it's basically like if you kind of ripped off the Threegan or Megan, and you've got, you know, instead of an AI, it's a possessed animatronic, but it's one of those things that's like, these things are way ahead of their time. Like, yeah, they were, because they're not, like, you don't have animatronics that can actually walk around in the modern day. It doesn't work that way. Their batteries would run out, you know? And these things are also super strong, which is not something you see in modern day robots. Modern day robots are super strong because they're big, or they're hydraulic, as opposed to, you know, like, strictly electric ones are actually quite weak by comparison to humans. So yeah, this is problematic. But I mean, it's a horror movie. A movie's got a movie, and I mean, you know, look, you have a cameo basically by Matthew Lillard, and even an implication that Matthew Lillard may be coming back for a third film because they set up a third film. And I mean, I don't want to tell you the dumb hole in the plot because the dumb hole in the plot would ruin the movie for you. But you know, I call this serviceable horror. I was never bored. You know, I enjoyed watching it. And, you know, the animatronics, they have a lot more animatronics in this movie. And some of them are pretty cool. You know, really, some of them are pretty, I mean, I actually think they should make this pizzeria. You know, it's like, it would be a pretty awesome, it would be huge. But I mean, it's such a large pizzeria that it's almost an amusement park. It's too big to just be a restaurant. And, I mean, that's cool. I actually like that idea. I mean, there were never any Showbiz pizzas in my neighborhood, so I'm not nostalgic for that. But I did go to Chuck E. Cheese as a kid. Anyway, so yeah, look. I mean, they introduced some pretty decent, if one-dimensional characters. You know, the acting is what I would expect from this movie. And really, if you saw the first film recently, you would be a lot more in touch with this film. This is a film for fans, not a film for film. And those things are limitations. But I think if you enjoyed the first film, you will probably enjoy this film a lot more. If you didn't see the first film, you might be a little more confused. And it's one of those things that, I mean, yeah, I put this in the middle of your watch list. I don't consider it a bad movie. I consider it a serviceable movie, but I do put it in the middle of the watch list. It's not to be avoided, but that's not to be sought out. I mean, it's again, if you're a horror movie guy like me, you're gonna watch this anyway. I mean, it doesn't matter what I say. You're gonna watch this movie. But if you're a casual moviegoer, I mean, again, it's fine to wait for this to come out on streaming. You don't need to run to the theater and see it. So, middle of the watch list, serviceable film. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I was entertained. Take what you will from that. I'm Richard. Greetings, humanity. I'm Randall the Rat, and I'm here to remind you that, well, you should probably comment, like, and subscribe now. And why? Well, the world isn't all that great, and Random Street Theater here is trying to change it. We do things like have trash removed from the ocean, pay for trees to be planted, and even feed orphans. And you can help. You can comment, like, and subscribe, and it's free. When you think about it, if you don't do those things, well, what are you saying? Are you saying you don't care about the ocean and trees and even orphans? Well, sounds like you're a bad human. And you have a delicious face. We have something cool here. What you're looking at is the new Expedience Home Gym. This one is called the Gym Monster 2. And look how small it is. This actually ships. Alrighty. So for those of you who are new to this channel, that was my other channel, Random Street Theater, where I remove stuff. I review stuff. And that was my review for Five Nights at Freddy's. So if you'd like a better look at that, I suggest you head over there. Oh. If I could find an appropriate background for today's festivities. There we go, that one will do. All right. So, since you guys are not talking for some reason, I'm going to read some comments people have left me. Jeff commented on my Remember a Dream video. I once had a dream I ate a giant marshmallow. When I woke up, my pillow was gone. Okay, you don't have to tell me. I know that was stupid. I responded. My sister had a dream that a man was screaming. Her husband was sleeping on the couch that morning, and he refused to take her to Taco Bell after that. Oh, God, that woman could kill a tree with her farts. Here's as though he deleted it the first time he wrote that comment. Let's see what Simon has to say, because none of you are talking. Simon commented on my ASW Fiddler Ambrana Finnish Bourbon video. We would love to see more reviews like this one here. My wife and I are talking about making our own kind of bourbon now, and if we make some, you should give it a review. By the way, I still think that puppet show idea that I mentioned the other day would be a really cool addition to the channel. All the love from us over here, you the man, Richard. Thanks, bro. Reviews. Okay. There we go. I guess nobody's watching now. Well, that's sad. And you've gotta keep it strong. Move along like I know you do. Even when all hope is gone. Community. Thank you, Clarity.
Laura Lound writes on my ASW Fiddler video, first of you and first to like, woohoo! Cake. If you can do a good deal with Prelit said hi again. It's you and me, the only people that are watching. So were those socks covered in vomit? Mary Mistrada writes on one of my Richard Leland Neal live videos, I got a call in the middle at a christening. We do the usual communion wine and the after party. Anything goes. Take care, Richard. It gets a thumbs up and a heart. I ask people, what do you drink for a christening? Ariki Boy says on my ASW video, I quit alcohol for now, but I will continue soon. Prelit, don't make this creepy. And you're the guy that looks over during a circle jerk, aren't you? Riki Boy writes on my ASW video, I quit alcohol for now. Yes. And I will respond, well, I work too much to do a lot of drinking. Prelit, I'm coming here for a very long time now. I thought you were much, Richie? Or I like you very much, Richie. Okay. You obviously don't like me that much because you're getting my name wrong, and I hate that. My neighbors call me that. They're dickheads. Even after they've been asked politely not to. Even when all hope is gone, move along like I know you do. Oh. Phoebes Percy writes on my Donald Trump and battleships video, this creator is genius, but Trump is an obviously stomping on Americans. Cat is gorgeous, by the way. Trump worship will a number one target. Hmm. Well, that gets a heart. Laura. Yo, Richard, watched some of your videos yesterday. Just trying to help support your channel. You definitely not a bourbon guy. Lol. Good to see you. Yeah, guy, smile. Yeah, I'm not a bourbon guy. Never been a bourbon guy. Tea, that's iced tea without sugar. That's more my thing. Unfortunately, guys, Nimbus didn't have much of an appetite this morning. I'm not kind of worried about her, but that's what happens. She's about a year older than Caramel was when he passed away. Laura, how are you favorite cats, Nim and Nimbus? They've been getting lots of cat treats. Oh, yes. Well, Nimbus is not a big cat treater. She likes her food wet. But they're stretching their legs right now. So, John M. Never seen you before. BS, I've seen that name before. Not looking too good there, pal. Adjust of priorities. And I responded, Doctor says I'm doing rather well, and you smell like Patrick. Because he does. Timestamp says of my ASW video, I can feel it deep in my throat, Mr. Fabulous. Just kidding, just kidding. Bourbon is kind of an acquired taste, and even then, I think most people just pretend to like it. Yeah, I mean, I never understood bourbon. The thing is, I work out in the cold, and I mean, I know it's California. We don't really have cold, but the operation to my thumb means that it doesn't have good circulation, so it's cold all the time. So I kind of do need to drink a bit more whiskey to dilate the old blood vessels there. Simon, I love your bourbon video. You inspired my wife and I to mowing to make some of our own. Sorry, typo. City in the last comment. Yeah, yeah, I saw that. Tristan sent me that bourbon, and although I do have like I think 5 bottles of bourbon right now, and unopened bottles, but 3 or 4 of them are rather small. Laura, you get the day off today? No. Hope so. All work, no play makes Richard a dull boy. Lol. I have to be back at work at 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. So 5 to 5 tomorrow or tonight rather. Um, look, Laura, I'm not going to have any days off. It's, and even if I could have days off, I wouldn't want them. So. Simmons, that looks like fire in a bottle. It's actually paint. It's a painting at a building I used to work in. Uh, Laurel, yeah, no rest for the wicked. No rest for the. What was I singing? I have no idea. Romeo and Juliet are together in eternity. Don't fear the Reaper. Trust me, you should fear my sister. Now no one's watching but me. How do I do these anymore? Oh, five hit five how? Hey, what's up, fives? This is the ultimate showdown. I really need to do these more often. I used to do live streams like twice a day, but now I work 80 hours a week. It sucks. Oh. Man, that video got a lot of views. Mary, where have you been, Mary? You've just made my day. Hey, good morning. Yes. But it's only a good morning now that you're here. Isho, what do you think of a guy who moves away and leaves his cats all alone? I think he should be shot. Isho, I agree. Mary Mistrada, oh, that was a nice thing to say. Mary, you're a good person to have around, you know? I mean, I really do appreciate you. Sorry if I don't say it enough, you know? I mean, you know, it's. I live in a world of really ugly people. Like, not physically so much as mentally ugly people. I see terrible things every day, and you just seem like a drop of golden sunlight sometimes. I know that's weird, but I mean, like, I think in weird ways. It's something to do with the nerve damage. Isho, I know this guy who left his cats in Minnesota to move in with a woman he met online and barely knew. What an asshole. Hope she took him to the cleaners. Mary, I can relate to being surrounded by mentally ugly people. Yeah. I don't know, Mary. Can you relate to walking outside of a building and having a guy get upset that you interrupted him taking a dump behind your dumpster? I mean, it's like, you know, it's just, I mean, look, you know, I have two grinder sessions, basically, meat grinder sessions a week, where I have four shifts with 4 hour turnarounds. You know? And sometimes the first shift is as much as 16 hours. So, yeah, you know, I feel it. I feel it. Mary, yes, I saw a lot of bad and horrible things working in mental health. These days of the back to back doubles, in any job work very hard. Yeah, you know, I mean, one of my jobs, I'm out in the elements, which is why my face is always flushed. And I mean, yeah, it takes a toll on you physically. Mary, even if the money serves a purpose. Yeah, I know. I mean, look, I live in California. It's a tough. You know, it's one of those things. It's like, like at my work, okay, at one of my jobs, the people that work for the tenant, I work for the landlord and they work for the tenant. And they all really seem to enjoy working with me. They reasonably vocal about that. But the tenant is trying to get me fired. It's just I am opposing him. Then my other job, I seem to be well liked there as well, but then I've got a manager that's giving me trouble. So it's five hit five how. My mother and dad met in a mental hospital. He was an orderly and she was a patient. Later, she put him in the oven. Luckily, it didn't light. Well, that sounds fun. I have a friend who has severe issues. Um, you know, and the financial crisis ended his marriage, which is really upsetting for me because, like, he lives in Oklahoma. Like, I can't do anything to save him, other than be supportive. And I mean, like, the thing about me and this particular gentleman is he's like, you really seem to understand me. It's like, yes, I understand you. We're really, at least on a mental level, not that different. We've both seen terrible things. But I mean, we live in an ugly world. Very glad you are here. Show. How do you pronounce that? Five hit five how? Because it's supposed to be ish show, or is it supposed to be? I mean, what's going on with that? Very glad you are here. Ish show. My friends call me five hit. Okay, there we go. Mary Mistrada. Oh my! I didn't even see the five. I went straight. Yeah. Well. Your hands are mine to hold, and I've gotta keep it strong. Move along, like I know you do. Even when all hope is gone, move along, just to make it through. Okay, so Deb Spittler says on my Trump and Battleships video, blast Trump, back to the fast. We don't need rotten old stump bullying and terrorizing the sheeple. What would the pass do? Ugh. 5 hit. If I get any friends, friends are overrated. Bullets on the table, the mouths are choking, and I'm all hungry. I don't mind stealing bread from the mouth of decadence. Okay, so this guy says aircraft carrier, or hold on. 0101 Tuber. I'm old enough to remember this is what the armchair generals were saying about aircraft carriers until the Persian Gulf War happened. Then they STFU. Reasonably sure you're about World War II when the Rolls flag went to a carrier. Persian Gulf War. Seriously. Let's see what Mary has to say here. I heard a quote one time: I pray of those in power to get good sense, and for those with good sense to get into power, and for the rest of us to have the strength to endure in the meanwhile. Yes. Hunger Strike is such a good song. Is that the name of that song? I actually don't know. Oh. That was a song much loved by a boyfriend of my sister's who died in a rock slide. And that messed her up some, but then she was always kind of a selfish pain in the ass. So I was like, at least he doesn't have to spend the rest of his life, with my sister. I don't know, guys. Are we digging this? Because it doesn't feel like you're digging this, I don't know why my Trump and battleships video really got a lot of press here. Not a lot of intelligence. Not a lot of intelligence going on there, but definitely a lot of press. I don't know, guys. Doesn't seem like I'm being very entertaining today. Daniels Gant 534 says of my Donald Trump and battleships video, the only way battleships would be practical would be if they were armed with railguns and lasers. Both are cheaper than missiles. And he's right. Yeah. There are locations for battleships. I mean, there are. It's one of those things. Mary, I am 10 minutes late for my Zoom. Oh dear, I knew I was up early for a reason. I have had tough rooms my last few lives. Feels like I'm boring. Yeah, no. Well, don't miss your Zoom on my account. I gotta run. If you are here when I get back, I will see you. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try to do this for an hour. Okay, Kaz Walker. I'm not sure why this showed up on my feed. Sure, you aren't. You look pretty rough, bud. I hope you get healthy. You're in your 40s. That's still young. You could easily get another 20 years if you took care of yourself. My grandmother lived to be 9. She didn't have a car fall. Oh, people. People are people, so why should it be? You and I should get along so awfully. All right, guys. There's just me watching, so I guess I'm gonna go. Talk to you all later. I'm Richard.